Check, check, check. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Put a 144 in the chat if you can hear us online. Put a 144 in the chat if you can hear us loud and clear online. Priest and officer, 5,000. Zion Ya'Allah will be with you in just a few moments. Put a 144 in the chat. If you got any questions, go ahead and line them up. We'll be with you shortly. Check, check, check. Check, check. We good? Okay. We're gonna start already for like about 10 after. You gotta play no music in there. Commander General YAHANNA was putting it down the other night, boy. Putting it down on paper. Getting down with the get down. I thought it was fly. Much needed. Yeah. Much needed. Yeah. Yeah, man. Sometimes we get so damn caught up. So caught up in everything. You forget the small things. We forget the small things. Yep. That brother called me last night. He said, man, he said, I want to join the party. I said, the party? He's like, yeah. I said, all right. I guess you could join the party then. Join the party. Join the party, all right. It must look like fun. I don't know. I don't know what we look like to him. Who knows? You know what I mean? I'm like, man, YAHANNA, this work. It's work. sure the fun is work. Go in a little bit, bunch out tonight.
I guess it looked like fun from on the outside.
Huh?
So I guess it looked like fun on the outside.
Yeah. It does. I would assume it does. I would have to assume it does. Mm-hmm.
Most High in Christ, he want to be down.
That's what I said too.
Say, welcome home, nigga.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Turn me just a little bit, bunk, y'all. Yeah, the man. Check. Yep, right. That's perfect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How Kawal doing? He good?
He's too wild.
All right.
Back at the slave.
Zan is toward.
Zan gaining weight.
That's all we want.
Got to go see him.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
10 minutes after, let everything circulate.
All his fingers, got all his toes.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. It just, that's all we'd be hoping for.
And the nurse that was working with him, she seemed like she had some sense.
Some good sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Lord.
Mm-hmm. It's the little things,
Mm-hmm. Man, we may take I don't know what we're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna have a good time doing it though, whatever we do.
Most High in Christ.
Check. Put a 1W in the chat if y'all can hear me correctly. Hear me good. Put a 1W in the chat if y'all can hear me, Bob Kashaw. Put a 1W in the chat if y'all can hear me, Bob Kashaw. We're gonna get to it after this. We're gonna go in a little bit. Mm-hmm.
You want me to drop that camera?
Yeah, if you could, we got all that up there going on. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it's look, yeah, like that. Look professional. We good? All right, clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Hashim Yahushua Brakathum, to the Akim, the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'Hashim Yahushua, to the sisters. I'm preaching officer of 5,000 Zion Yala, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'll be holding on to class tonight. Tonight is the history class, the biblical history class. We're going to go into a few topics tonight concerning the history of Israel as a nation of people. Right. Some of the topic may be familiar to you, but some of it may not be, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to run through it. So if you never sat down and actually read the Bible, it may not make any sense to you. But as you sit down with these classes, you'll realize that the topic that we're going to cover tonight, it covers the same topic that plagues us from day to day. You understand? A lot of the things that we deal with as a people are not new. It's not new, right? They're not new. Scripture said there's nothing new under the sun. That's in all things, right, Bunky? Y'all? So when we talk about us looking at the current status of Black, Hispanic, Native Indians today in the earth, it is not new, right? There's a thing that takes place after you have a victory, right? Usually after a victory, you get a reward and you get a chance to reap the benefits of the reward. And there's a period that everything is flowing as you see fit or proper, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that just goes into winning a battle or winning a conversation or something being on your side. Well, the Lord has been on our side in our victories. That's why we always say Most High in Christ to any victory that we come to, okay?
That's right.
And we give the Lord all the, you know what I'm saying, the honor and the, you know what I'm saying, the obedience that, you know what I'm saying, that we're supposed to. All right. just thinking about it, Bunk, y'all, as Black Hispanics, Native Indian, a lot of our people are giving up. We've given up. And when I say giving up, I'm not talking about somebody I'm not talking about you per se. Sometimes these classes may sound like I'm talking directly to you, but these classes are not directly to you. You understand? These classes are for us as a nation of people. And as a nation of people, a lot of us are conflicted with what we should or should not do. And when you're conflicted about what you should or should not do, we begin to be still. We sit still. We don't try anything. We don't do anything different. We've just chosen to accept whatever that comes to you. That's not how the Lord works. You understand? He wants us to continue to fight and change our current status to show we are the greatest. How can you actually be an example of being the greatest if you accept what's in front of you? That defeatist mind state. And I ain't talking about just financially, right? A lot of times, when we start talking about winning, it automatically is associated with money. Well, sometimes the Most High can not allow you to have something because whatever that's in your mind, you would choose to do that if that thing went your way, if that makes sense, Bunk, y'all. You got $500 in your account right now, but you want to be a millionaire. Well, maybe the Lord knows something about you that you don't want to admit to yourself. That if that $5 million were to get to your account, Bunk, y'all, you probably wouldn't come to class. Maybe you will stop going to camp once that $500 hit maybe that $1 million hit your account. Maybe the women that you date, Darash, will look different once that $5 million hit your account. Now, I'm not saying the Lord don't want you to have that $5 million or that large amount. I'm not saying that about my brothers, you understand, at all. But there are some brothers and sisters that's in the world, if the Lord give them that thing that they sold, that in their mind they have to have, they'll probably turn away from serving the Lord, man. You would go from being obedient to being what? Disobedient. So we want to get a couple things out of the scriptures tonight. We want to go into we're going to talk about the rise, the victory, decline, captivity of Israel that is centered around obedience and disobedience, right? And I want to go to a couple things that get into it tonight. Just think about it. Just to talk about them, okay? We're going to go through the scriptures and get through it. So if you could, Darash, give me the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 22. You got everything on over there? Exodus 23. Yeah, car.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, and verse 32.
22.
Come on. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy. Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries.
All right. So what does that mean? If we were to start from the top. But if thou shalt indeed obey my voice, obey his voice.
That's talking about obedience, sir. We obey the Most High God's voice.
What is his voice? Is it that things that's in your head that be like, get the count money, have sex with all the women? That's his voice?
Lie, sir. That would be the devil voice. Satan's voice.
But who does Satan's voice sound like?
It's gonna be
hold on. So is Satan's voice that we hear in the movies? That I'm Satan. It's not that, right? So what is that voice then?
The Most High's voice is going to be these laws, these statutes, these commandments, His word, this Bible.
Right.
So we're doing what the scriptures say. We're going to have God's protection if we obey his voice. If we don't obey his voice, all these words, this law, this statute, these commandments, then you're going to be an enemy unto the Most High God.
All right. So you fit it all the way up. But tonight I'm a slow roller because this is going to be the history class. I want to make sure we understand all the history, right? It says, and shall indeed obey his voice. We know the word is his voice, right?
Come on.
The law, statutes, and commandments. This is a history class. So this is a thing that we were dealing with as a nation of people throughout the Bible, being obedient to his word, right? And said that I do what? Obey his voice and
do all that I speak.
Go ahead.
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
And why would the Lord do that? Why would the Most High do that?
The Most High God said, you listen to me, you obey my voice, you follow my law, statutes, and commandments, I'm gonna have your back. I'm gonna, anybody it's like a best friend or brother, right? You're gonna protect your brother, you're gonna protect your friend.
You're gonna do what?
You're gonna protect.
You're gonna protect, right? Go ahead. What you about to say? You're
gonna protect your brothers or your friends, someone that's dear or close to you. Because they mean something to you.
Also, when you think about protection, right? Think about who would you provide protection to?
Family, dearest family.
Yeah. People that are close to you.
People that are.
But listen to my words again. Who would you provide protection to? Or for?
Like your friends, like your close friends.
So you got friends that you've known since high school.
Close friends, blood. I would say.
I got blood too, so you protect them too. Even the ones that selling drugs, even the one that still having sex with whores, even the ones that still smoking weed.
Gotcha. I know where you're going. Gotcha. So you're gonna want to protect those that honor you, the ones that respect you.
I know plenty of people respect me. But they still doing what they're doing, Bunky, y'all.
But they kind of listen to you.
I know plenty of people that listen as well. But while I'm speaking, you know what they're doing? Yeah, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Cuz, yeah, you right, cuz. You know something, don't you? What is the Lord saying? Why is it protection? Why would you provide protection for somebody? Why?
It could be a couple reasons. Well, Most High God, he keeps his promises, number one.
He keeps his covenant, right?
Right. So he definitely keeps his promises.
What else?
Officer Barker, y'all said covenant.
If y'all listening online, y'all can also chime in. Why would you protect somebody? Why? Come on, Bunky, y'all.
So, like, if I may, good night.
You good?
I would say primarily because they're worth it. They have to prove their value, and I'm not gonna. There's no sense in with the exception of our brothers and sisters that are in the world, there is no real investment. That would be a vain thing, me casting my pearls before swine. As far as the Lord rendering protection,
right?
It's for those that are obedient to him.
For the obedience. That's what we want to talk about tonight, Daraj. Since you're right, out of love and honor, but you remember, when you talk about protecting anything that you love, it has to be in the obedience. How can you protect anything if it's not going to be like obedient or aligned with what the standard is set? How can you protect somebody? Like you tell a child, hey, don't go out there and play in the streets and things of that nature. I've given you the standard of how I want you to follow, right? And what I want you to follow. But the minute you go out there and begin to play in traffic, how can I then become your protection? You tell a young lady, hey, young lady, when you go somewhere, don't go anywhere by yourself. Always take one of your friends with you. Let somebody know where you are. If you're going to be out somewhere at night, please go with somebody. Make a phone call, because this world that we living in is full of all type of dangers, right? You telling somebody that is your expression of love. Them not doing it is an open expression of what? Defiance. So when the Lord said he's going to be an enemy of who, Darash?
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
Now, the Lord said he'll be an enemy to somebody that's an enemy of you. Why? Because if you standing on what I stand on, you following the rules that I stand in, I know whatever that's coming up against you is coming up against who? Me. That's what the Lord is saying. When we go out and speak at camp, When you step on that podium, that's why we do it we don't do it with the spirit of fear. We do it with the spirit of like the Father's will and us waking up our people. When they come up against us and they throw bottles at us and they spit at us and throw all type of things at us, bunk y'all, have guns and stuff pointed at us, laser beams, you know what I'm saying? You're not pointing it at me. You're not pointing at the brothers. You're saying that the word of God is an enemy to you. That's something to blow at, bunk y'all, Darash. We have to believe that if we're fighting for something, we got to believe that the Most High is on our side. And the minute that brother says, man, the hell with you, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about, blah, 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 blah. It's not you saying, it's not him saying it against you, Darash. That's why we don't take it personal. It's not a personal attack. I know it. You're not attacking me. You're attacking the word of the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? So that way I can continue to do this work and not be afraid of what's going to come out of your mouth and what you're going to say to me. You will have, just like you said earlier, Darash, you will have blood and friends that will say things against you because you chosen to serve the Lord. Now watch what happens. We pray that they don't say nothing too outlandish, but we know when they get out of pocket, we understand that the Lord is with us and not with them because we're being obedient and they're being what, Darash? Disobedient. And because of that disobedience, they're making a choice to be an enemy of mine because of that disobedience. And because you're an enemy of mine, who else are you an enemy to?
The Most High.
You should watch your damn mouth when you talk to the priest and prophet of the Lord. You should really watch what you say. For the brothers and the sisters that come here and take oil on their head and they raise their families up to serve the Lord with not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance, not saying saluting the damn flag, not joining the military, not celebrating their holidays, not following the traditions of men. We're saying that, guess what? I want to be a friend. I want to be obedient to the Father, even if that means being an enemy to somebody else. And being an enemy to somebody that does not want to serve the Lord, we know that the Lord is with us and not with them. You understand? That's what the Lord is saying. Read on, please.
And an adversary unto thine adversaries.
What does that mean? What does adversary mean, Baba Gashar? Come on. What does it mean to be an adversary? We establish the enemy, correct? Come on.
It means to be against. An adversary is an enemy.
Right.
Somebody that's in opposition to you.
Right. So now we establish enemy, and now we establish adversary. So give me the definition of enemy, and then give me a definition of adversary, Baba Gashar.
This is the Merriam-Webster's definition of enemy. Mm-hmm. One that is antagonistic to another.
Antagonistic. What does that mean to be antagonistic or to antagonize something? I'm wait till the definition say it. You ever seen somebody just nagging? Come on.
Antagonistic means showing dislike or opposition.
So what does that mean? Now we know that they're enemy and they're antagonizing us. You know when they make fun of you for saying, oh, for you sisters out there who have more than one your husband has more than one wife. That woman out there talking behind your back and how stupid you are and what you're doing don't make sense. She's jealous. And the nigga she with got, a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and all of them underage. But she want to run your mouth against your marriage and tear you down. But she's not tearing you down, sis. Guess who she's trying to tear down? She's trying to tear down the word of the Lord. That's right. So when she running her goddamn mouth about what you're choosing to do and serve the Lord because you serve a righteous husband, she's not just speaking against you and your husband. She's speaking against the Lord. You got to know that. You got to have enough sense in your mind to realize that, guess what? Man, I know enough about this Bible, and I love my husband, and I love the Most High, and I can tell when somebody's trying to tear me down. Right. I can tell when somebody's trying to make mockery of me serving the Lord. I can tell when they always got some slick to say. Every time I say something, I say my husband's name, you got to ask him again. Right. every single time, that's an enemy. And because they are an enemy, you may not realize it. They're slowly beginning to what, Daraj? Antagonize you with the words and the conversations, the slick disses that brothers have. Oh man, I would invite you to the birthday party, but I already know you're gonna be with them there. Yeah, brother, you just don't know. You going to that birthday party could be the last birthday party that you go to. Come on, Daraj.
Salaki, so there was more on enemy.
Please.
One seeking to injure.
To what?
To injure.
Did we go? We went through that this weekend.
Oh my God.
We went through that this weekend. So you think about how important it is for us to serve the Lord when you understand there's an enemy out there that is seeking to injure us, man. It's not a joke. It's not a game. That's why it's important that we be obedient to the word, man. Because, Bunker, you don't know. Right? You don't know. We don't know. Give me your adversary, Bob Kashaw.
This is the Merriam-Webster's definition of adversary.
Come on.
One that contends with, opposes, or resists.
Do what? One that does what?
Contends with,
or
opposes, or resists.
Or resist. Come on.
An enemy or opponent.
You see that? So the Lord has let you know, if you be obedient to him, anybody that comes up against you, anything that comes up against you, that you even consider an opponent, the Lord gonna be on your side. But how do you get that protection, Bunk, y'all? Is it given when you still want to go to the strip club? Is it given when you still want to sell dope? Is it given to you that you know you half in and half out? Is that protection given to you when you haven't made up your mind yet? When is that protection given? Baba Kashaw, come on.
Salakia, desiring to do those things, it's the spirit behind, the action more so that you're being judged upon. So I could desire to want to go to the strip club and fight that desire.
God.
And by me fighting the desire and not going, that is an expression, a true expression of my obedience.
Right.
And that's where the reward is.
God, damn right.
Salakia.
Knowing that even if that desire comes, my will or the thought has to be conquered by my actions. Right. You understand? Right. Your thoughts can be conquered by your actions. Just because something crossed your mind, that's Satan.
Right.
That thing that crossed your mind, they'd be like, it seems so simple. Monkey, y'all just go in there and take a look at a leg. Just look at a leg, bro. What they say? What Kurt Franklin say? I'm looking at a booty. I'm looking at her breasts. I'm looking at her feet. Shannon Shaw said, "No, I ain't looking at no feet." Them words to come to you and say, "Just look at her feet, out." And in this world, who's going to condemn you for doing it? Who's going to stop you from doing anything that you seek to desire under the cover of darkness? Nobody. But you know what what happens when you begin to follow that thought with an action? You just became an enemy to the Lord. You just joined as an adversary against the Most High Power, against your what? You ever thought about something that the question that would have to be asked is, if you seem this to be your protection, why would you go against it? People say, "Lord, please protect me, please guide me." You hear Christians say that all the time, right? Don't Christians ask for the Lord be with me as I go through the valley of shadow of death? Right? But then what are they doing for the Most High to give them that protection? Don't even understand it, Bunk, y'all. And wonder why things in their life just never seem to line up right. Because you're asking for something that the Most High will give you. However, you're outside of his what? Protection. Let me get Joshua 21 and 44, Baba Kashaw. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, y'all can put them in the chat when we'll get to them. Lord willing. Anything that's in the on the top at the top of the night, we're going into obedience and disobedience and how we deal with certain things in the scripture. And I just want to get into just a little bit of it tonight. Wow, Kashaw. 21 and 44.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 21, verse 44.
Mhm.
And the Lord gave them rest round about, according to all that he sware unto their fathers. And there stood not a man of all their enemies before them.
What does this say? We just defined enemies earlier, right, Bunky? Y'all? Right. So break it down from the top there, right? Start from the top, and we're gonna go with it line by line, Kashaw.
Oh God.
And Bunky, you can just chime in. Y'all can, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can swivel off of each other. I like to do it like this because somebody online, we can all have reading comprehension skills, Bunky, y'all. But when you break it down and actually apply it, there's a lot more meat on the bones, if I may. You understand? So we'll read it, we'll get a general breakdown so everybody can understand it. And then we'll take the meat off the bones piece by piece, Kashaw. All right, so start from the top, Darash.
Oh God. And the Lord gave them rest round about.
And who gave them rest?
The Lord gave them rest round about.
Now, in our simple minds, we think we have rest the minute we have a little money in our pocket.
Right.
We think that we have rest as soon as you can celebrate that Christmas and that thing. You grow up as a child, you're like, man, I can't wait till I get older so I can have the Christmas that I always wanted. I can get the girlfriend or the wife that I always wanted. I can get the car and the rims that I always wanted. In our simple minds, we think that we made it just because we obtained vain things that are in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Very, very materialistic mindset. And we think once we obtain those things, that house, that property, you understand, Bunky, y'all? That Louis belt, that Louis Vuitton, that Gucci, all them red bottom shoes, you went from wearing makeup that you can get out of Walmart, and now you wearing MAC. You went from wearing that Yaki 5'9" to that human hair now, whatever, them bundles, $3,000 for, you think that you found rest in his empire. But what type of the rest is the Lord talking about, Darash? Read that verse again.
And the Lord gave them rest.
The Lord gave you rest. His rest is different from your rest, Baba Kashaw. Go ahead.
According to all that he sware unto their fathers.
According to what?
According to all that he sware unto their fathers.
No, according to that Yaki 5'9".
According to all that he sware unto their fathers.
No, according to that oppressor white devil that you want to marry as a young man.
According to all that he sware unto their fathers.
Yeah, so in our minds, there's a thing that we want, right? But chasing after those things that we want, you may lose your what, Bunk, y'all? Your protection. Yeah, you might lose that protection, because the Lord swore something to our fathers based on what, Darash? Us being what? Obedient. His protection was based on our obedience. That's the history of it. So if we're looking for the Lord to protect us in today's day, we must understand what was offered to us in our what? History. If we're looking for protection in the day that we're living in, if we understand all the atrocities that we face as a nation of people throughout history, shouldn't we go back and figure out where did we go wrong somewhere? That's what you would do for your child. You go to a parent-teacher conference, you sit down with the teacher, and you sit down and realize, well, what grade did he make 2 weeks ago? Oh, he made an A on this. What assignment did he had any missing assignments? Did she fail to turn in the paperwork? You'll go back and look at the history of that, Bunky, y'all. But us as Black Hispanic Native Indians, we don't like to go back and look at the history and understand where did we go wrong with serving the Lord? Where did we lose our what, Bunky, y'all? Our protection. We lose our protection by not being obedient to the word of the Father. What else protects you in this world? It's not you can't. What type of ammunition you think you can buy and how long you think it's gonna last? How much, people always say, man, make sure you got plenty of drinking water and all, and food, survival, and all those things are great to have. Don't get me wrong. But if the Lord ain't with you, what the hell all this stored up food's gonna do? If the Lord is not with us, what is all this stored up water gonna do? If the Most High ain't on your side, what you gonna do? What will you do? If you join with the Lord's enemy, you're an enemy as well, and you're adversary to the Most High. Then what you asking for? You won't rest according to what you want, not according to what the Lord made out for our fathers, our biblical fathers. Read on, Darash, please.
Okay. And there stood not a man.
There who?
And there stood not a man.
Brother, when their protection is with you, ain't nobody, no one, no who, Darash, man. Read on.
Of all their enemies.
Of who?
Of all their enemies.
Of everything that's going to come up against you. No man, no woman. Because they're an enemy to you, they're enemy of who?
The Most High.
The Most High. Read on.
The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hand.
The Lord did what?
The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hand.
Now, some of the things that I've encountered in life, when you get to the point where it's just like you don't understand it, Bunk, y'all, it just seems like it's too much. Like you just do not have an understanding. You can't get a grip on it. I think sometimes the Lord allow you to kind of deal with it. Because some things in your mind, we don't want to fight for. You don't understand what it feels like to have that feeling of insecurity, that feeling of you don't know what's next. You get to the point where you don't know what to do. So you have to do what? Yeah, seek out the Lord. You really got to go and say, Lord, I ain't got this. And if I do, what is it that I'm missing? That's right. Because there's an enemy that I'm fighting against, and I know he's an enemy to me. Now we read these scriptures, I understand that he's not just an enemy to me. I'm being obedient, Lord. I know he's an enemy to you as well. That's the mindset of a winner, not a loser. You understand? Right. That's where this thing began to turn the tide. Us realizing that life is war, and there's an enemy out there that is trying to destroy the nation that we are in the Lord. And you got to understand, Lord, I already know what's up. Now I know when the city council try to make these sound ordinances against us, we got on the streets. I know you're not fighting against me. You're fighting against the Lord. And how many times we done been in the battle, Bunk, y'all, that we seen the Most High's on our side? We got a bastard that's making YouTube videos right now because he turned his loudspeaker towards us. And guess what? The Lord is on our side. Even with the city council, the police came and wrote him a ticket for loud noise. That's how I know that serving the Lord, it gotta mean something. This might work. Can y'all, One West, can put a 1W in the chat if you can hear me? The life that we live must mean something. If we talking about we gonna fight for the Lord, man, life is war. And knowing that you got a power that's on your side, that's gonna be they're gonna be on your side and not with them. It says how many men gonna stand to rush? Does it say 2,000 men? What it say?
And there stood not a man.
What about 200 men?
There stood not a man.
What about two sisters? How about that?
There stood not a man.
I'm talking about I'm talking about you nabbit the sisters too.
There stood not a man.
Not nobody. No one. When the Lord is with you, go ahead, Darash.
Of all their enemies.
Of who?
Of all their enemies.
So what does this also mean, Darash?
What that means is that you be obedient to the Most High. You'll always have his protection, and even your enemies won't stand a chance against you.
And this also means you can't join with you. Now that you know this, you better not go join with the enemy either.
Right.
You sit in this class tonight. Let there be a lesson to you too. If y'all listening to me, let this be a lesson to you. Now that you know that the Lord is not with the enemy, don't you become an enemy of the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
Don't do that. Don't turn your back on your brothers and your sisters just because you got something that you don't like, that you ain't ready to deal with. Oh, this brother, man, you know, that brother said, pick up the goddamn podium the other day. I don't know who that nigga think he talking to. I was Zion. He told me to hurry the fuck up. So like it for my language. My dad at home. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So like you, brother. You know what I'm saying? To lock you. But that happens though. You good? Everybody talk? You good?
Come on.
No. Most time Christ. Finish reading that, bun. That was the end of that.
Salakia. We in the book of Joshua, chapter 21, verse 44.
Go ahead.
And the Lord gave them rest round about, according to all that he sware unto their fathers. And there stood not a man of all their enemies before them. The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hand.
Go ahead.
Verse 45. There fell not out of any good thing which the Lord had spoken unto the house of Israel, all came to pass.
What is this saying?
Man, Salakia. Nothing, no good thing was withheld from Israel concerning the Lord's promises.
Based on what?
Their obedience.
No good thing. No good thing. That's what has to go through your mind. The minute you start thinking about yourself, Commander General Hunter broke it down last night. You in this work, you got to know that your life is about saving somebody else's life. I know it's a foreign concept to sit down and believe, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. The minute you start thinking about, man, I don't know if this is gonna work out, or how this gonna work out. Man, you better get to work. That's Satan planting that seed. Cause all it takes is a little slither of doubt,
right?
A little crack, a little bit of doubt about what you're choosing to do with your life, and why Satan kicked that door wide the hell open. A little slither that Satan be like, yeah, I got her now. Yeah, I got him now. Oh, he's confounded. He don't know. He don't know what to do or say. Get your mind right. Don't become an enemy to the Lord, man. We're talking about this land, and this is history. This is talking about like this is like Joshua, right? You know Caleb and Joshua, right? Man, they believed in kicking butt, bunk, y'all. They went into the land of Canaan, and they reestablished us as a nation of people. And you know how many enemies that we came up against? We went into the land of Canaan. All of them. You know the prayer that we say? You know the prayer we talking about? Yeah, Psalm 80, yeah, Psalm 83. See, to all the nations. All right. Come. So let's drop that. Let's go to chapter 6. Same book, chapter 6, verse 20. Chapter 6, verse 20. All right. We're talking about obedience and making sure that we are obedient so we can have what, Darash? Protection, okay?
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 20.
Come on.
So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet.
Go ahead.
And the people shouted with a great shout that the wall fell down flat.
That the what?
That the wall fell down flat.
That's in that verse?
Lie.
Go ahead.
So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city.
Now what city are we talking about? What walls are we talking about? This is a history class, right? So I'm gonna see if anybody know what walls are we talking about, Baba Kishore. What walls are we talking about? You know, Darash? That's exactly why I want to get into it. This is the history class. So we got to understand this, the power of the Most High being on your side and the protection, okay? Because most of the time we think about somebody being on your side. The first thing that pops into our mind is the same thing that America has. What does America has when you talking about protection? Say what again?
Talk about the military.
So in America, first thing you talk about protection is military. But what about the military? What gives you the idea when I talk about protection in America? Why do you say military? The first thing comes out of your mind. What are you thinking about?
Because that's their first line of defense, or what they rely on for.
That's true, but why do you say that? Based on what?
Based on what we kind of know as protection.
Stay there with me. See it. Why do you say it's based on the military forces?
Force protection for America.
Well, yeah, force protection for America. Why do you say it's military? You could have said anything. You could have said agriculture. You could have said it's the the flies or the sewage system. Why did you say military?
America always associates their power, their protection, their force with the military.
And that's a what concept?
For as far as their protection.
Yeah, for their protection. What is that? That protection is what?
So like a wall of defense?
No. Somebody help me out. That protection is what? It's different from the Lord's protection, right?
Man protection.
What is it though? What is man protection? Carnality. What's another word for carnality? Weapons. Come on, con, right? Kodar. It's money. What else? Influence. What else? Vain philosophy. What else? All these things that we just said are things that we can do what? What can we do? All the things y'all just said. What can we do? What can we do with those things? Y'all want me to give it to you for time's sake? We can see them. When you think about American history protection, you can see its military. You can see what the bombs are doing. You can see what the bullets are doing. You understand what I'm saying? You can see what the police batons are doing. You understand what I'm saying? Those are things that we can see. Well, the Most High protection comes in a different form, Bunk, y'all. See, the oppressor is always thinking about the physical form. To protect that the Most High can offer to us in our obedience is a what? In the spiritual form, all right? You understand what I'm saying? It's not just the physical. Your obedience isn't just in the physical. You know, they'll tell you that not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster is like, it's just unclean and all that. Yeah, that's a physical thing that we see and science teaches us. But what about the spiritual thing that the Lord just said, don't do it? What about the spiritual importance of us just being obedient? The white man set up a world that's full of the physical things that you should be afraid of, that he considers to be what? His protection. We don't have that. So when we talk about the walls of Jericho, what did they use to Rosh? Read that verse again. What did they use?
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 20.
Go ahead.
So the people shouted.
They did what?
So the people shouted.
No, they threw arrows.
Shouted.
What did they have the mother of all bombs?
The people shouted.
What about her? What did Nagasaki? What? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Did they have that?
So the people shouted.
What did they throw a grenade, garage? Or did they put a pin and think about a friend? Did they say that?
Lie, sir.
What they did?
So the people shouted.
You know how psychotic you gotta be when they say, "Well, we're gonna go against this great city, and we're gonna march around this damn city because this is what the Lord told us to do. Because we're being what? Obedient. We're gonna march around this damn city and we're gonna shout. man, these niggas is crazy. That's how they see you when we at camp. We shouting. They're like, what y'all shouting for? What y'all shouting for? I'm trying to enjoy my weekend. I got my wife. We got wings. I got my white girl with me, man. Well, you making her mad. What y'all shouting? What y'all so mad for? Martin Luther King did it. Huh? Martin Luther King said we can sit down and eat with the brothers and sisters and have sex and swim in the pool with the white folks. What y'all mad for? What y'all shouting for? Because we want the same, we have that same spirit and being in obedience when the rest of the world is worrying about the weapons that the oppressor has. We think about being obedience, not the weapons bunker, y'all. They did what, Darash?
The people shouted.
The people shouted. Go ahead.
When the priests blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass.
And it did what?
And it came to pass.
Go ahead.
When the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down.
That the wall did what?
That the wall fell down
a
flat.
Shout, the wall fell down, monk, y'all, because of their obedience, not their military might. So you think about all the obstacles that you think about that's in your life. All the terrible thoughts that's in your mind. All the sex you want to have with these disgusting women that's all over the damn internet. All the lewd, disgusting acts that women are having with men that are not their husbands, and the secret thoughts that how to get tied up and get entangled. Like, what's her name? Head shaped like a damn tennis ball. What a Jada Pick. All the influences, the women that you looking at on social media that you know ain't shit. You know they ain't shit, but you like the drama. You love looking at the drama, and you don't realize that drama is an enemy to the Lord. That's propaganda that's going to seep through your mind and your marriages and your relationships, and that same spirit going to end up in your house. That's not the spirit of the Lord. That same thing that brothers, man, you trying to flirt with somebody else's wife. And yeah, you becoming an enemy to the Lord. The Lord wants you to know that even in the walls of Jericho in the story, the obedience was way more influential. What's the word? Did I say it right? Influential. I feel like I need to say something else. I feel like something else go right there, Bunk, y'all. Way more influential. I better move this Buffalo Trace on over there and sit that over there. I see where this going. He wants you to know that his word is way more influential than any weapon that the oppressor can formulate in his mind. Any military might that he has in his mind, he think he has it all figured out. The obedience outweighs all that. And because our fathers in history, our mothers, the priests blew the trumpets and the wall fell. And what happened after that, Darash?
So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city.
And they did what?
They took the city.
Yeah. Them taking the city was another demonstration of the Lord being an enemy to a people who was an enemy to us. Another example of the Lord being the adversary of those who are adversary to us. You understand? We good? The walls of this Jericho, the wall of Jericho demonstrated the power of the Most High rather than just military might. You understand? That's what we have to think about. The Christians say, what? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. But they're not understanding that they are a weapon against themselves because they are disobedient. You understand what I'm saying? You saying no weapon against me shall prosper, but you are against the Most High. Because them same people who sing that song, Buck, y'all, they're going to celebrate Christmas. They're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. They're going to get divorces. They're going to sleep with other people's wives. They're going to go into the church and cry and ask for forgiveness from the pastor who's also sleeping with his wife. That's why he's talking to you. Yeah, brother, you just got to stick it out. The whole time he's sleeping with his wife too. Ain't that something? Disgusting, man. And in the world, I didn't know that I was an enemy to the Lord, man. I didn't know I was an enemy to the Lord. I thought I was, shit. I wanted my Jesus peace too. I wanted the thought of in God I trust. I thought whatever I was doing to Raj, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Because in our mind, because I'm not sinning like he's sinning, I'm better than him. And then what you think, Daraj, when you was in the world? Oh, at least I ain't doing what he doing. I mean, I'm just popping fireworks. He's smoking crack. Both of you are enemy to the Lord. But you don't learn that until you come into this school and learn the truth, right? Most High in Christ. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 6. 2 Sam. So we just talking about protection, right? What did we talk? We talked about protection. We talked about obedience. All right, keep going. Let me see. 2 Sam 8 and 6, right?
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 8, verse 6.
Come on.
Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became
Damascus,
Salakia, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts.
Now I could have swore I highlighted this. I don't know. I could have swore I highlighted this. Hold tight. It's like it start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. Now, we already established that the Lord going to be an enemy of who?
Our enemies.
Our enemy and the adversaries to who?
Our adversaries.
And to get the Lord to be our protection, we have to be what?
Obedient.
Let's find out what King David did. Let's go.
This is the book of 2 Samuel.
The reason why we're going into 2 Samuel, these are accurate records that was kept for the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? In this scripture, a lot of Christians have no idea how the Bible is written and why it's written the way it's written. You understand? We talk about Kings, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, the book of Samuel. They have no idea what it is. They don't even understand what they read now. That's why it does no good to go into the Christian church. Just say you go into the Christian church for a few, I don't know, to look at people lie to each other. How about that? When you see a Christian, just look at them as somebody who they go into this. I don't even want to call it church. You understand? They go into this building and they lie to each other from maybe, let's say 10:30 to around 1 o'clock. No, this is a black establishment, right? Let's say from 10:30 to 2 o'clock. No, they go into that place and just lie to each other from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the evening. And the kids hates being there. Hate them. How about that? They sing all type of lewd, nasty songs, and they put God on the end of it to make you think you're doing something. R. Kelly's singing them same damn songs. I said, damn, R. Kelly's singing a church song. Damn, Diddy was singing church songs too, wasn't he? Remix. This is the remix. Oh, wow. Go ahead, Darash.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 8, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines.
David done what?
Smote the Philistines.
This was a battle that David what? Won. So if David smote this Philistine, this also means that the Philistines must have been an enemy to David and who?
The Most High.
Read on.
And subdued them. And David took Methegama out of the hand of the Philistines.
Now he took the land out of the hand of the Philistines. That must mean that the Lord was with David. Read on, Darash.
Verse 2. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line.
He did what? He smote who?
He smote Moab.
He smote Moab. This also must mean that David had an enemy that was Moab, and Moab must have been an enemy to who?
The Most High.
Because the Most High allowed David to what? To do what?
take out the enemies.
Go ahead, Darash.
And measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive.
Go ahead.
And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts.
So this said David already had enemies that he already knew that he was gonna unalive, and enemies that he said, you know what, y'all gonna serve me. He put him in a line, Buck, y'all, the whole line. Yeah, I got you firing squad. They have firing squad, but I'm just painting the picture for you so you'll see it. So this is a battle that David won, right? The Lord was with him, and it's also mean because he went against them, they must have been an enemy to who? The Most High. It's another victory, right? Read on, Darash.
Verse 3. David smote also Hadadezer.
Good night. That must be another who?
Sound like an enemy.
Another enemy. So if they're enemy to David, they must be enemy to who?
The Most High.
And they're adversary to David, they must be adversary to who?
The Most High.
Go ahead. And David did what to him?
Smote.
Read on, Darash.
The son of Rehob, king of Zobah.
Go ahead.
And he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates.
He did what?
And he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates.
To establish a border, right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David hewed all the chariot horses.
Go ahead.
And reserved of them for 100 chariots.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians.
Don't we play that? Don't we say that? Don't we say that in the Psalms 83? And as the Ba and as the Moon who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. So we saying that prayer, we're saying the prayer against who? Our enemies. And if they're our enemies, they're who enemies? The Most High. These are victories for King David. So if King David is winning these battles and these victories, and he has the protection from the Lord, then nigga, what you think you're gonna get if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments? You see why it's so important that we understand the history? Now, somebody tell you that none of this matters. The whole world will tell you that what you do don't matter. Nobody's paying. Don't nobody believe in God no more, and don't nobody want to follow that book y'all been talking about in Hebrew. That's what the world will tell you because they want us to quit, bunk y'all, but not realizing that we are the ones that are praying for our protection in the earth, man. Because without us praying, you think all the that we see in the earth, you think is it going to subside or will it increase? It's going to increase. The more we teach and wake our people up to this truth of the Bible, the more they have an opportunity to change their lives. This brotherhood can grow. This sisterhood can grow. Good enough. The truth ain't far. Matter of fact, it right up on our nose. But the systems taught us to keep this book closed. See, he jealous because his skin is a curse. But if I wrote it down in the verse and spoke it to you, you would listen to some bullshit first. Good enough. But it's real. And it's like that because what we teach in this Bible, the Lord has given us the spirit to wake up our people, man. We don't have those physical weapons like Esau have, man. We have our voice. And we talking about how the walls of Jericho fell from the people doing what, Darash? Shouting.
Call God.
That's all we doing. We using our voice to wake up our people. We're using our spirit, not our physical might, our physical weapon. This battle is a spiritual weapon. What you think, what's in your mind, your actions. Do you believe enough to actually change? Do you believe enough to actually change? It's just gonna be some words that you want to let come out of your goddamn mouth. That's what it is. And get the hell away from around me. I don't need it. I don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need distractions, man. This battle is already that, Bunker, y'all. I don't want to be entangled with somebody half in and half out. Be a brother if you're gonna be a brother. If you ain't, then get the hell away from around me. Because I don't need you. That ain't what the Most High is about. The Most High is about, man, make a decision. You want to make the decision when you're winning all the time. What happens when you begin to lose, like Job? Job made his decision up even though he began to lose. It didn't. You ever think about, man, this out ain't nothing good gonna come out of this, Tarash? It just seems like I keep losing and I done lost this and now I kind of lost this and man, I done lost that. Start thinking about your losses instead of your what? Your wins. That's what Satan wants you at. Satan wants you right there thinking about your L's versus more than your wins. He wants you thinking about what you don't have versus what the Most High has already given you. David, when he's thinking about that, David was just thinking about, I'm conquering any enemy that comes up against me and the nation of Israel. I'm on that type of time. Read on, Darash.
Verse 5. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to secure Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 6. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus.
Go ahead.
And the Syrians became servants.
And the Syrians became what?
And the Syrians became servants
Go ahead.
to David.
And they did what?
And brought gifts.
Go ahead.
And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went.
And the Lord preserved David no matter where he went to. Even though David was slewing with the sword, who was with David?
Most High.
That also means all the enemies of David must have been an enemy to who?
Most High.
Yeah. So you think about everybody who says something nasty against you. You pray that the Lord have mercy on us, on those people who talk crazy to us, for our people. But the other nations, your other heathens, oh boy, hope you get what all. When they get to talking crazy, be like, man, Lord, send them a toothache that they can't get rid of. Let all the oppressors get a toothache one day, that they just get a toothache and they front two teeth fall out they got their mouth. All the oppressors. So every time I see them, I be like, you know who else would laugh at them too, Bunky, y'all? Our babies. Our babies would die. You know, it happens like that, huh? It could happen just like that, Daraj. Imagine a plague coming into the earth where the Lord allowed the front two teeth of all the oppressors fall out their mouth. So that way you know even the ones that say they're us are not us. Oh, wait a minute. Are those teeth of yours real? Nah, those are not real teeth. See that? It could happen just like that. It could happen just like, it could be something so plain, so simple that it just right there in front of our face. But the oppressor doesn't want us to read this Bible at all, to understand that he's the enemy that's against the Lord, that he is the adversary against the Lord. That's why he is up against us the way that he is. So that way we don't know who to pray to get the help that we need. What are the first couple things that you see in any war movie once you see an opposition come up against somebody in a battle? What do they begin to do? You know, they get on the radio and start to give what? They get on the radios. Think about the movies that you done seen. They in the firefight. They pin down. They get on the radio. They start saying what? They start giving out what? They start giving out what? Say it in the microphone.
Salakia, coordinates.
They start giving out coordinates, right? Now, what do the coordinates do, Daraj?
Help to identify the location where you're at.
You know what our problem is? We're in a firefight every day of our lives. We establish who's the enemy is. But our people, instead of us giving the Lord the coordinates, we give out the wrong coordinates, Buck, y'all. You know the coordinates that we giving them? We giving out coordinates to the Most High that those bombs that would fall on the oppressor, they hitting us out. That's what the Lord says, what? Come out of her. We are not coordinates, Bunk, y'all, with a blunt in our mouth. We are not coordinates, Daraj, celebrating Christmas. We are not coordinates, Bunk, y'all, with a ham sandwich in your mouth. Crab legs stuck in your goddamn tooth. Somebody done, her husband done came home early and you laying on top of his wife. Now you yell not coordinates. What the hell that supposed to mean? Nigga, you in the line of fire, if I may. So when we start yelling out coordinates, we got to be out of the way of the fire. That's why the scripture say, come out of her that we not receive her what? Her plagues. But our dumb ass sitting in the Christian church, still wondering what the hell going on. How Dylan Root come right in there and sit down amongst us and just, you know, we shall overcome. Okay. How, Daraj? And we don't have the protection that we supposed to have. I can sit and talk about the oppressor all day. We know that he the low down, dirty, scoundrel, cadaver face bastard that he is, walking the face of the earth. But we got to be here to encourage our people to change so we can get the proper position in the earth. The proper acknowledgement for our authority to run this goddamn place. That's the end of that, brother.
Okay.
All right, drop that. Just remember that David, in his fighting, what did all this fighting do? And what did the Most High allow David to do through all this fighting? Do you know, Daraj?
He allowed him to be protected, number one, and to win against his enemies.
What else?
Also, he was able to take certain territories and make him his. So.
And this did what? Buckeye, you want to help him out with this? Through all this fighting, what did David end up doing through all this fighting?
He's establishing the kingdom, essentially, you know.
Between who?
Between Israel and everyone else that's against God.
Khan. The northern and southern kingdom.
Khan.
Right. And we know that the northern kingdom is who, Daraj, you know?
So Salakia.
Come on, you write this in your notes.
It'll be everyone outside of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right. So it'll be the other tribes, right?
9 tribes.
The other 9.5 tribes, right? Would be the northern kingdom, Daraj. And the southern kingdom would be who again, Bunky, y'all?
Judah, Benjamin, Levi. So that would entail Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, and Issachar.
All right, you got it.
As far as the northern kingdom.
Con. So with all this battling that David was doing, he was doing it to unify the people, man. All right. Book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 12. The book of Judges, chapter 2. How you say chapter in Spanish? I not say dos, which is 2. How you say chapter in Espanol? Como dice chapter en español, Baba Kusha?
It will be capítulo.
Capítulo 2.
Mhm. Capítulo dos.
Capítulo 2. I like that. That's tough, boy. That's tough. Judges capítulo 2. And 12 is what? 12. Yeah. Most High in Christ. I like that. Capítulo. We got it, Darash? What you got?
This is the book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 12.
Come on.
And they forsook.
Salakia. This is what I had highlighted. Oh, this was cold. Yeah. That's what I want to get to. All right, we're going to start at verse 6.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 6.
Come on.
And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land.
Right. So this is Joshua 1 again. You remember him and Caleb were the only two that remained that came up out of the land of Egypt, right? So this is when the us as nation people, we was reestablishing ourselves coming up out of the land of Egypt, and we was establishing our inheritance, and we left the land of Egypt because we listened to what Moses said. We became obedient to what Moses said. Okay, go ahead.
The children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the people served.
And the people did what?
And the people served.
They was, what's another word for serve? Now we talking about obedience and protection. The people they obeyed who? Go ahead, Darash.
The people served the Lord all the days of Joshua.
Go ahead.
And all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua.
Right. So they kept the thing that was going on with Joshua, right? They obeyed the Lord even after those days. Go ahead, Darash.
Who had seen all the great works.
They did what?
Who had seen all the great works.
So this is the thing that we struggle with. Just because you're not seeing the great works of the Lord, you think that they don't exist. You think the great works of the oppressor is just out, you can't even fathom. You see the Empire State Building, you see in the Washington Monument, you see in the Empire, what you call it? The Empire State Building, the Eiffel Towers, you seeing all the modern day marvels or the what you call the Golden Gate Bridge. You seeing all these things that the oppressor done did. You didn't even think about the Lord delivered you. We don't even consider that. We don't even consider that we're the Israelites that the Lord led out of the land of Egypt, that the rest of the world said never happened or never existed. You let the white man do something, everybody on the earth gonna know that he did it. But it's our history that they cover up and say it never happened. It's the things that are important to you that you don't find out till you're 30 years old. You just find out that all that the modern day inventions that we created on the earth. You find out, you don't learn about them in school. Why? Because they bury them. They want you to continually think that you were meant to be servants in his empire. I want you to lift your head up and think that you got any type of prestigious background that identifies you as being great. If it don't have nothing to do with basketball or football, sweat equity, matter of fact. Read on, Darash. Stay with me now. Come on. What you looking at? What you got? Okay. No sweat.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 7. Who had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel.
That he did for who?
That he did for Israel.
For no one else. Read on.
Verse 8. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old.
Go ahead.
Verse 9. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath-Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash.
Now let me ask you a question. What do you think we had during that time of Joshua's reign? What do you think we had? What do you think we had, y'all? What do we have?
I mean, we had our identity, We
had identity.
our
What
culture.
else?
We had healthy understanding of who God is.
And because we had that healthy understanding, he provided what for us?
Protection.
Protection. Protection. And let's read on, please. Verse 10.
Verse 10. And also that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation.
And there arose what?
And there arose another generation.
So we had one generation, Monk, y'all, that understood the protection of the Most High and the importance of being obedient, right? But there arose another generation, Darash. Let's find out what his other generation did. Come on.
Were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord.
Now let me ask you a question. They do not the Lord. Read on.
Nor yet the works which he had done for
Then let me ask you a question. So there was a generation that knew the works of the Lord and provided protection, that knew the protection that the Most High could provide. There was the generation that knew that if that was an enemy to us, there was an enemy to who? Now say it in the microphone.
So it's like you're the Most High.
That was at that time, there was a generation that knew that if that was an adversary against us, there was also an adversary against who?
The Most High.
Now here go the other part, and here go the trick question. Now that generation was past, and there comes a new generation, and this new generation didn't understand the works of the Lord. Neither did they consider the things that the Lord had done for the nation of Israel. So what do you think the difference was, Monk, y'all, between the two?
Salakia, we got too comfortable. We got too comfortable, and as far as in retrospect, like we have a duty and obligation to teach our children. That's why we teach our children about slavery and about all the atrocities and all the oppression that our ancestors endured. The oppressor's not teaching them that.
Right.
They're going to grow up thinking that we all equal. And I believe that is the spirit that was on the other generation that came after Joshua and the other, the generation that came before them, their predecessors.
Right.
They got comfortable. Like I said, we had our identity, we had our culture, our customs, but we got too comfortable.
We stopped talking about it. We stopped teaching about it. We stopped living like it. We stopped believing like it. And because this new generation came along and they didn't understand the works of the Lord, nor the thing that the Most High had done for Israel. Read verse 11, Darash, please.
Verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil.
They did what?
Did evil.
They did what?
Did evil.
They listened to their forefathers.
Did evil.
They believed in the Most High.
Did evil.
Did they fight against the enemy?
Did evil.
And because they were doing evil, what did they do, Darash? They joined with the goddamn enemy. Come on, Monk, y'all.
There's a quote that comes to mind, and it says, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. That's the first thing that came to my mind, thinking about the generation that knew and they saw all the slaughter. They saw, the rise and the glory and the victory, but it was through the obedience. They lost that.
Yeah.
In that successive generation.
When you think about a father and you think about children, there's a thing that comes about when you demonstrate the example. That's why we have to, in our mindset, the goal is to be more Christ-like. Christ-like. What does Christ-like look like? Being obedient. What is that spirit? You understand? That's why so many people miss it. Yeah, the spirit of austerity, the spirit of, I know it's going to be hard for me to do. I'm going to do it anyway. I know this is a battle. I'm going to fast, even though I know I'm going to be tempted to Satan. I got to carry this burden, even though I know my people not going to understand this thing. I know they're going to tell me I'm crazy. I know they're going to tell me like, man, don't take all that. You ain't going to celebrate your birthday? What about your kid's birthday? Not Mother's Day? So I guess you just don't care about nothing. How do you equate us not caring about nothing to loving what the oppressor says we should love? I don't understand that.
We jump straight to that because we stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We stop saluting the flag. We start loving each other in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood. You tell me we don't know how to live. You tell us that we done lost our damn mind. When you put the burden on for your brother in the spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood, that's you being an example that Christ, or following the example that Christ laid out. Because he put it on, Bunk, y'all. Darash, he put it on. First time you come up against a little bump in the road, it's like, it's everything falling apart. Shut up. It's not falling apart. It's okay. Know that the Lord will protect you. But you got to seek him out first and stop making excuses. If you just don't want to do it, then don't do it. But don't be a stumbling block for a brother or sister that wants to do it. Read on, Darash. We talking about these evil children now. Read.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam.
Balaam. Here they go. Now they serving another false idol. Another false god in the earth. And where do you think they got it from, Darash? Looking at somebody else. You stop thinking about your victory, Darash, and you begin to look at somebody else's victory. You can't even enjoy your goddamn win because you seeing somebody else win. Sometimes your win just got to be good enough for you. You got to sit down and say, okay, this is my battle that I've won, and I'm cool with that. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about whatever everybody else battle that they got going on and how they celebrate their battle. We celebrate our victory in our battle by celebrating the Passover, not goddamn Christmas. We celebrate our victory by celebrating the Feast of First Fruit, not goddamn Thanksgiving. Learn to celebrate your victories that the Lord gave you, us as a nation of people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, nobody else. Because if you begin to celebrate somebody else's victories, you're going to become an enemy to the Lord. You're going to become an adversary of the Lord. Learn to celebrate what the Lord gave us. That's what makes you special. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us unique. What's the word the Lord said? What he said, you come a what? What's the word for special? What did he say? Come peculiar. How can you be peculiar when your wins look like everybody else wins? Read on, Darash. So they began to serve Balaam. Come on.
Verse 12. And they forsook.
And they did what?
They forsook.
Wait a minute. These are the same people that came out of the land of Egypt. They did what, Darash?
They forsook the Lord.
Now, Bunk, y'all, you got to tell me something, brother. Riddle me this. We came out of the land of Egypt, and we still forsook the Lord out. We gave up our protection. We gave up our weapon against everything that David fought against. All the victories that David had, the victory that Moses had, the victory that Joshua had. And we gave it all up because we simply just forgot. Come on, brother.
Salaki, this is heavy. You know, looking at this is the Zondervan, the definition for, I looked up Balaam, Baalim.
Yeah, Balaam.
But I looked at it, it begins with Baal, and it says, appears in the Old Testament with a variety of meanings, master or owner. And what's so heavy about that is like, that's what we worship today.
We were free.
We worship what the master, what our oppressors worship.
We were free, and we put ourselves back into captivity because of our disobedience. We were free, Darash, and we put ourselves back to serving the master because of our disobedience. Come on, Darash.
Had a little bit more to add on top of Isupk was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the forsook, I want to get that first out the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So it says to renounce or turn away from entirely. So our people entirely just turned away from the Lord and worship other gods. And also, where Mr. Barkael was in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, Baal, I have that as well. It says Balaam were worshipped on high places with lascivious rites, self-torture, and human sacrifice. So this God that they were following was a total different type of God, total opposite type of God. Everything opposite of the Most High.
It was something they made up.
Something that they made up.
Something they made up. Because they needed to deal with the what, Daraj? The what form? The same thing that the oppressor deals with you in is the what? Like I said earlier about the military, which is in the what?
Being able to see it.
In the what form?
Physical form.
Versus the what?
Invisible form.
The spiritual form.
Spiritual form. Come on, God.
You got to know that the Most High is with you and present at all times in spiritual form. That protection comes when you can't see it, when you can't see a goddamn thing for yourself. You got to know that that's it. No Christians that have you saying, Lord, when you out walking through the sand, I only saw one step of footprints. And then what they say, I only saw one footprint. What are you talking about? Sounds good, but you have no idea what you're talking about. Walking with the Lord, being obedient to the Father is our protection. This is a history class. On Monday night, we go into the history. And tonight I want to go into talk about our victories, our wins, and when the Lord is with us. And we also talk about our failures as well. We talk about the things we're doing right and the things we've done wrong. We have to understand it as a people when we teach our children throughout these generations. When we look at our family members and the things they're doing wrong, we go to them in love and say, hey, listen, these are the things that the Lord say. They may give you some pushback. But when you start to break it down to them and you really speak to them out of love, and either they listen, either they don't. And when they don't listen, we just walk on, we just keep moving. We'll go to somebody who understands what that is. And unfortunately, a lot of our people perish because of lack of knowledge. And then what the scriptures say. And we got to the point, our nation, we forsook the Lord, our power. And their what, Darash? Of their what? In verse 12?
Verse 12. And they forsook the Lord, God of their fathers.
Of who?
God of their fathers.
Yeah. Read on.
Which brought them out of the land of Egypt.
They did what?
Which brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Come on, Daraj.
And followed other gods.
Go ahead.
Of the gods of the people that were round about them.
You see what happened? We forgot about the victory that our fathers told us about and begin to look at the other nations like, what's the name of your God again? Well, he let y'all do what? Oh man, that sound cool. He did. He let y'all smoke what? He let y'all do what? We forgot about the victory that we had and the things that David had done to them. And you know what I'm saying? The Lord already checked, you know what I'm saying? He already made us, he locked us in the rise. And we want to follow up besides some have-nots, some has-beens, some whatchamacallits. And they ain't even on the same playing field of the victory that the Lord done gave us. They ain't even got the same talent. Nigga, you can sing and you want to sing through auto-tune. Make it make sense. Come on, Daraj.
Oh, God. I just wanted to kind of add on, I can kind of picture our people during this time, like seeing this happen. Oh, so your God let you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So your God let you smoke weed? Our God don't let us smoke weed.
Look, here goes something that's simple, right? Our Father tell us we don't celebrate 4th of July. Has nothing to do with us. But guess what though? Niggas will blow off their goddamn fingers trying to make a firework display like they see the oppressor has. Nigga, you from grave terrorists over here. Huh? You from Greenville, Georgia. And you trying to make a firework display like they do in New York. We barely can pay our rent, bunk, y'all. We spending $2,000-3,000 for a firework display to be in competition that they celebrate some victory that has nothing to do with us. You understand what I'm saying? We're cooking slabs of ribs on their Independence Day. When we were still coming over here through the Atlantic on cargo slave ships on their Independence Day, we've forgotten about our victories and begin to celebrate their victories. Of a God that our fathers had not known. When I say gods, I mean little g. I ain't talking about a real thing. I'm talking about like the little money, the little clay doll statues or the molded calf or Caesar Borgia that we do today. The same things are happening to us today, but we don't see it because the Christian church is full of lies and they don't teach the truth of the Bible. To teach the truth of the Bible means that the people that are serving you will be free. And they can't have this. This nation is built on niggas not knowing who we are. Living by a name that nobody has known in the earth. But when you start saying you're Yashala, brother, you turning heads then. You start wearing that shield of David, the Magun Dawada, you look different then. You start speaking to brothers and sisters with a form of respect and dignity and honor, you look different, you walk different, you talk different. Your children do things different. But we give up so much to seek love from a people who hates us. And they only show you love when they want you to serve them. It sounds like they want you to be beside them. That's never true. Why would they give you anything good so you can be on top of them? I don't understand that. Race was if you define race, it's talking about an actual attribute that is given to somebody who's in competition with one another. Don't you know that's what they do with a census? They're measuring what you're doing in your communities year in and year out. And what do? They're measuring your success versus theirs. Nobody else. Make it make sense. But when I was in the world, I was just like you. I ain't know nothing. Not a goddamn thing. I served other gods too. I've been there, done that. And only by the mercy of the Lord, I said, man, you can have my rib. I was completely confused about what to do and how to do it. What was next for my life? I didn't know, bunk, y'all. And it's only through the mercy of the Lord I said, man, this can't be life, huh? It can't just go to work, get money, lie, steal, cheat, and die. Get old and die. When you get so old you can't lie no more, you just I just had to start telling the truth, man. Shit. I heard this old man say that. He said, I'm too old to lie. What the hell, nigga? What that mean? You ever heard? I'm too old to lie. You never heard nobody say that to Rush? He said, man, I'm over 50, man. I ain't scared of nothing. What the hell you talking about, old man? But now I understand what that means, though. Even at my age, I understand what he's saying. That you don't live the life so long that should be nothing that you should be afraid of. At the age of 50 years old, nothing. Who gonna bring you 50? Who you gotta lie to? What they gonna do to you? Make you old? Shit. But our people, we lost our way trying to celebrate these other gods, to be accepted by other people, because we stopped focusing on our victories. Come on, Daraj. Keep reading.
Verse 12, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. Verse 13.
And provoked the Lord to do what?
And provoked the Lord to anger.
And in that anger, do you think you would have protection in that anger?
Lie, sir.
Why wouldn't you have protection in that anger?
You piss the Most High God off.
Keep reading.
Verse 13. And they forsook the Lord
Mm-hmm.
and served Baal
Mhm.
and Ashtaroth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
Go ahead.
He delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them.
Mm-hmm.
And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about,
Mm-hmm.
so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Whithersoever they went out.
So do you remember what we said about King David? About that same word?
Whithersoever?
What did they do? You remember what happened when King David, when they used the same word, that whithersoever? What happened? Do you remember that? What happened with King David with the whithersoever? What happened with him?
So what it was meaning with the whithersoever, meaning wherever he went, he had the Most High God's protection.
But in this whereversoever they went out, what happened?
So verse 15, whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil.
Now, what's the difference between them under King David and us after we came out of the land of Egypt and we didn't follow what Joshua and our fathers had laid out?
Like you said, the difference is with David. David had the Most High God's protection,
And we what?
and we
Lay it down flat.
in this verse you did not have the
And
Most
we
High.
didn't.
God.
And we didn't. You see that? A Christian would read that and be like, nah. A Christian would read that and be like, See, brother, see the capillary in the ionosphere, in the aspiratory, under the nasoric, in the tedacine, under the acine, papacine, and you just die. Yeah. Like that, brother. On that type of time. Shout out to you. That's a Christian. It's a whole bunch of words salad that means nothing at all. But it sounds good, and we get influenced by big, words, ambiguous terms. See, I don't talk like that. I would love to talk like that. I love to use some nice words. I probably say and Papa side. Get it? Yeah. Booty tank. You know what I'm saying? Just get out of there and say, man, shout out to you. Ain't saying nothing. That what a Christian do? Coming in the Shanda, ain't saying nothing, has nothing to do with the Lord. It's something that they don't watch the other nations do. Had nothing to do with the Lord at all. But we show the difference between King David and him wanting to serve the Lord, following the thing that the Most High gave him to do. Laid it out. But us, after we get all those victories, all those things that the Lord laid out for us to do, we fail. It's simple. We fail. Come on, Darash, finish reading that.
Khan. Verse 15.
As
the Lord had said,
and
as the Lord had sworn unto them,
and
they were greatly distressed.
The Lord said it. It's nothing more clearer than hearing what the Lord says, what he would do for you and with you if you're obedient, and also finding out the things that he would not do for you and be with you because of your disobedience. These are the things that are right in front of our face, but we don't get a chance to. The Christianity that's in the earth has destroyed this truth. It's trying its best to destroy it. That's why we look at our classes. We push this truth all across the world. That's why they shadow ban this truth, because if one brother wake up to this truth tonight, man, it's another brother that comes out of the world. It's another brother or another sister, another family that could change everything, Bunk, y'all. The one simple act of giving somebody else the truth today who will live by it tomorrow, if that makes sense. That one gesture of brotherhood that could change somebody, not just for today, but the rest of their lives. That one gesture of sisterhood that could change somebody, not only their life, their whole entire family's life. But in some some strange way we become so goddamn selfish, living under the oppressor. It's like if we lose, it's like it's the end of the end of the world. Salakia. Excuse my French. Shout out to you. Salakia. That's the end of that.
Okay.
Let me see what else I got. Buck, y'all don't ever bring this back in here ever again, brother. don't bring that back in here. Lord knows. First Kings 11:4. Talk about these strange ass women. Salakia. Strange women. Excuse my French, y'all. Blame this on Bunk, y'all. If you know, you know.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 4.
Go ahead.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old.
When Solomon was what?
When Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David.
I want you to read like that. I want you to read. Let's read. I want you to read it different. It's a different vibe. I want you to have on that one.
Come with God.
Okay.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 4.
Yeah, that's what I want. Come on.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
That is what?
That his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
So that means at one point his heart must have been where?
With the Most High.
Meaning what?
He was obedient.
And he had what?
Protection.
Right. You see that? You had a starting point. But sometimes in through our disobedience, that starting point that you have, that disobedience will cause you to go completely off the rails because of your disobedience. You come into this truth, you start hearing this truth, you take that all on your head, you get your name, you locked into classes, you in all black, you come in the camp, you fighting, you understand what it means. Then all of a sudden you meet some woman. You start to have a conversation with some, that don't have to be a woman. It can be a conversation about anything, Darash. It can just be something that's against the Lord. You think you got it under control. But the fact that you playing around with it, you don't understand that, guess what? You shouldn't even be around this thing. But because you're around it, guess what happens? Your interest begins to peak. You begin to be curious. You begin to say, nobody's going to find out. Nobody really knows. Is the word of God really real? You think a man's really supposed to have more than one wife? You think we really supposed to do all this for the past? So you think God really supposed to allow us to do all this? You really think God coming back he gonna bust the sky open with a 200 million? You really think that? You really think spending all this time away from your kids, going to camp every weekend, teaching strangers? You know you can have sex with a prostitute, Darash. $200, you can get something bad. You can get you a passport, go overseas, and lay them down. You can become a passport bro. I won't know a damn thing. You know you can do that, right? You start listening to those voices instead of that voice of me telling you, yeah, Darash, you can go over there and have sex with all the Brazilian women that you deem that you come back, all the prostitution you can deal with until your ding fall off. Be pissing one day, just fall off right in your hand. Like, God damn. I told you don't bring that back in here again, but you see what happens? See, there's a way that seemeth right to a man, right? But the end thereof is what? That's what we're talking about. Even in King Solomon, one wise brother, locked in, ready to roll. And I'm saying that because we have to be very careful about our distractions. I like to use jokes and try to use innuendos so our people can really make sense of this thing. Because I don't know what you're doing in your life. I know what I used to do. I know the thoughts that I have to fight daily. I know the conversations that I have with brothers and sisters that are not in this school. And I know the things that they're fighting. So when I say about passport bros, you may not be the passport bros, but I know it's a popular topic on the internet. You may not be on Pop the Balloon, but I know it's a popular subject on the internet. I know about Egyptology and Islam. I'm not dealing with it, but I know it's a popular subject on the internet. I know those things are popular. So in that me being a preaching prophet of the Lord, I also understand how important it is for us to break these things down to show the importance of choosing the Most High, being obedient so we can receive his protection, and knowing that he will become an enemy of who? Our enemies, and the adversary of what? Our adversaries. But if I don't say this, you won't never think about my voice at all. You be like, man, that big head nigga ain't talking about nothing. I want you to be out there in the streets and be like, oh, I remember Isaiah said that. Oh, he did say that. And choose righteousness over evil. Choose the God of our fathers, not the gods of the earth. That's what we're fighting for. We just went down there into history and said that. King Solomon, he turned away from the things that were righteous, Daraj, and began to follow strange women. If you've seen a Chinese woman, if you've never seen a Chinese woman before in your life, you look at that woman and look at your mother, look at that Chinese woman, look back at your mother. As a child, you would think that Chinese woman is what? Strange. If you was with your mother and you walking with your mother and an oppressor walked through the door, you look back at your mother, you look at the oppressor, you look back at your mother, you look at the oppressor, and the only thing as a child, you had to say, that is a what? That's a strange looking woman. The African walked through the door with that bowl in her lip, like this, smelling like piss and cow dung. And she got them rings around her neck, and she got a spear in her hand, Darash. She doing this. And she smelling like Igisu. What Kawabi said? Igisu. You smell your mama yams and, you know what I'm saying, the collard greens and the smoked turkey necks. And you smell fufu. You got to think that what, Darash? That's a strange woman. Is she eating squid and is still moving on the plate out? She's sitting there with them things, monkey, y'all, chopsticks. Is she? As a kid, just think about it. The Lord got to be like, the Lord told her that is strange. See, but when we say it, you don't understand it. So I got to say it like this. I know it sounds disrespectful. Forgive me, YouTube. I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just trying to show what is strange, the difference between culture. Modern day term would say it's called it. What's the word, Bunk, y'all? Taboo. I told you don't bring it here no more. I told them bring it here. Leave that stuff where it's at. The Lord don't want us to be caught up in these things that the rest of the earth is doing. He wants us to be obedient to his word. Read on, Darash. Where we at?
We're in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 4.
Keep reading.
Let's get down to verse 5.
Yes, come on.
Verse 5.
Solomon. Mm-hmm.
For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the
Zidonians,
mm-hmm. and after Milcom, the abomination.
The what?
The abomination.
The abominations, come on.
Of the Amorites.
Go ahead.
Ammonites.
And what?
Verse 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
And that's what David did. We laid it down. What David made his mistake. David paid for his too. You go back and read what David did. David caught his L. He took the L. That don't mean you have to go and start serving other gods. So let's cap this thing out. So I like, you know what I'm saying? We don't went into it. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. We done talked about the failures, right? The wins, the losses, the protection that we need. And the protection is not just in the physical garage, but also what? In the what? in the spiritual. And that spiritual protection comes through the process of us being what?
Obedient.
Yeah. Most High in Christ. He might be learning something. I see him. He's smiling for a reason. Shout out Tay. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, tell him. Yeah, don't bring this in no more. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Let go.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God.
You said verse 15?
It's like you want to.
I want verse 1.
Oh, come on.
We already know what disobedience gets you.
Come.
Do we need put it one in the chat if you know what disobedience gonna get you. Let me know, everybody in the classroom tonight. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all understood or understand what disobeying the Most High will get you. I want to make sure this class wasn't taught in vain. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what disobeying the Most High will get you. Bible Kashar. Yep, that's 1. Keep on. Let's see who else in here tonight. Man, that brother understand. I understand. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. They understand. So everybody understand what disobeying the Most High will get you. We dealt with it tonight, right? So then if we understand, we also have to teach and live by the things that we understand and not be a what, Darash?
Being obedient.
And not be a what? A hypocrite.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
And to do what?
And to do all his commandments.
Not just say it, but to do them. Don't be a hypocrite. If you want the protection of the Lord, you got to know what you're fighting for. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds absurd. Out of Zion, is it really that simple? No. It's not really that simple, but it is. That's the beginning. We begin to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. You start with the small things. And before long, you know, everything that you thought was hard, it becomes to be simple. It's just like going to the gym. You may not feel like going to the gym that first day. Your body's going to be sore. What else happens, Arash? You start going to the gym and physical activity. What else happens? Your back begins to hurt. Legs hurt. You can be discouraged. You don't want to do it. But if you keep going, if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the work, what will happen over time, Darash?
You'll get stronger.
You'll get stronger. It'll get easier. It'll make more sense to you. You will actually understand the process of getting better. You also understand the process of you knowing that you were never in shape. God damn. I thought I was in shape. You got muscles hurting. I ain't never. What in the world? Shit. I know I used to do all these sit-ups, but damn. Right? That's the truth. We get stronger every time we open up this Bible, every time we come to class, every conversation that we have with Commander YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, every conversation that we have with one another, we begin to get stronger as a nation of people. Some conversations feel different or they don't feel as good as other conversations. Nevertheless, they make us better. All right? Keep reading, Darash.
And to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That's the end of that. That's it. You want to know why it's important that we be obedient to the Father? It's because we need his protection. We need his protection. We need the Lord, the one true living God that's over all the earth, to be an enemy of our enemies and an adversary of who, Darash?
Adversary to our enemies.
Adversaries to our adversaries.
So like adversaries to our adversaries.
All right. And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to Preacher Prophet of the Lord, Darash Shemath. Y'all clap it up.
This is the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the memorial of blowing of trumpets,
Right.
also followed by the Day of Atonement. The memorial blowing of trumpets is the first day of the 7th month, which will be on a Friday, September 11th, 2026. You can read about that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25.
Got the cookout coming up this weekend, ain't it? Oh, July. It's like,
Yeah. And then we have the Day of Atonement, which will be September the 20th, which is the 10th day of the 7th month, which will be on a Sunday. You can also read about that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 27 through 32. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Imajim. Men of Israel are going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Barakatah, Yad Matah, Sar. Turn to face the sisters. Sisters, Imajim. Men of Israel are going to render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathah B'Hashem Yahushua. Yad Matah. Class dismissed.